Welcome back to Grand Adventure. I'm your host, Mark Guido, and in this episode, we're going to travel all across Oregon, from one end of the state to the other, so stick around. Now, while we prepare our rig for an upcoming 4,000-mile road trip, we're going to spend this week bringing you back to Oregon. Oregon is an incredibly diverse state, and we're going to share with you adventures that you can enjoy from end to end. This video is a collaboration between Grand Adventure and our friends over at Campsite Videos, who lent their beautiful videography to complement our own photos and videos from across Oregon. We encourage you to check out and subscribe to their wonderful YouTube channel. We'll put a link right here on the screen and in the video description down below, so you can go over and check out their videos. So without any further ado, let's get started. Oregon is an incredibly diverse state for outdoor travelers, with topographies ranging from lush, damp coastal forests to a spine of dormant volcanoes and even deserts. A desert may not be the first thing that comes to mind when most folks think of Oregon, but the high desert occupies most of the eastern half to two-thirds of the state, with the exception of the Wallowa and Blue Mountain ranges in the state's far northeastern corner. Campers will appreciate the broad swaths of BLM land across the high desert of eastern Oregon's Columbia Plateau. Towns and even roads can be few and far between out here, and it can be many miles between gas pumps. One noteworthy stop is at Painted Hills, one of the 3 units of the John Day Fossil Beds National Monument, named for the colorful layers of its hills corresponding to various geological eras when the area was an ancient river floodplain. The Cascade Mountains that form a north-south oriented spine through central Oregon are the demarcation line between the moist, cool air flowing in off the Pacific Ocean and the arid heat of the eastern high desert. The landscape changes completely in the span of only a few miles, as colors change quickly from brown to green, as sagebrush transitions to ponderosa pines. At the base of the eastern slopes of the Cascades, along the banks of the Deschutes River, sits the charming town of Bend, a rapidly growing town with an estimated 100,000 residents that's nevertheless the largest city in central Oregon. Founded as a turn-of-the-century logging town, Bend is now a gateway for many outdoor sports, including mountain biking, fishing, hiking, camping, rock climbing, whitewater rafting, skiing, paragliding, and golf. It's also home to many fine restaurants and 23 craft breweries. Cascade Mountains, stretching from British Columbia to Northern California, are appropriately named. Partially volcanic in origin, they're home to innumerable waterfalls, particularly in the Mount Hood National Forest. The Willamette Valley separates the Cascades from the Oregon Coast Range, influenced by the mild maritime climate of the adjacent Pacific Ocean. Here is perhaps the most beloved section of Oregon for travelers, along the 362 miles of Pacific shoreline from the California border to the Columbia River. The Oregon Beach Bill of 1967 ensures free beach access for everyone, and results in incredibly underutilized stretches of broad, sandy beach in many areas along U.S. Route 101. There are few boondocking opportunities along the immediate coastline in Oregon, so if you want waterfront camping, you'll be in a campground. There are limited places for dispersed camping a few miles inland within the national forest. Newport is a vibrant fishing village along the Central Coast. It's also home to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's base for research ships, the Rogue Brewery and Distillery, an exceptional marine aquarium, and the charming seaside neighborhood of Nye Beach. It's also the spot along the Oregon coast to find fresh native seafood, sometimes right off the boat. When in Newport, we stay at the massive campground at South Beach State Park for its proximity to a pristine stretch of soft, sandy beach. If you've got the right gear, don't miss the opportunity to camp at Oregon Dunes National Recreation Area. This is a chance to boondock among the largest expanse of coastal sand dunes in North America. Yes, we got our Tacoma up and over the dunes to camp out in a remote corner of the dunes. And we saw some folks who even got their fifth wheels out there, although we're not really sure that we're ready to try it with our rig. Boondocking sites are reservable. Right at the mouth of the Columbia River, in Oregon's far northwestern corner sits Fort Stevens State Park, home to one of the nicest state park campgrounds we've ever come across. Full hookups are available at some sites, and it's a short walk or bike ride right to the beach, where you'll find the wreck of the Peter Iredale. So we hope that you've enjoyed this trip across Oregon, and we hope that it inspires you to head to Oregon for your own grand adventures. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up down below. Also down below, you'll find the comment section where we always love to hear from you after each and every video. If you're not yet a grand adventurer, we put out new outdoor travel adventure videos each and every Wednesday, and we've got a lot of big tours coming up. So we hope that you'll subscribe and share Grand Adventure with your friends, family, and on social media. Until next week, please remember, life is nothing but a grand adventure. We'll see you then.